Are you still okay? Are you all right? Are you watching this? Are you all right? I almost passed out. In between syllables of Michael Luttig, the former federal judge who sat on the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, where I was once a defendant. Woo! What a relief that all that's behind me. But okay, so today the hearing began at 1 o'clock, and it's about the pressure on Mike Pence to give Donald Trump a second term that he did not win. That is the scope and the breadth and the depth of what they are trying to explain to the American people. And so what we learned in a very painful slog of 2 hours is that Michael Luttig is old, and he has a very halting way of speaking, and it's very annoying. But what we actually learned in all of those 2 hours is that on January 4th, everyone understood that there was no ability for the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, to do anything other than open envelopes, okay, and preside over a ceremony that was ratified to be that ceremony in the 12th Amendment, which was passed in 1803, ratified in 1803. They were using some sort of a justification of something that Thomas Jefferson did in 1800, which required that we amend the Constitution to make clearer that the Vice President of the United States could not throw out the results of an election, that we, as the founding fathers, decided that no one man should be able to undo the will of the people, and we wanted to put that in the Constitution, and we were able to do that in 1803. Anyway, Luttig was asked about that, and it was so painful that I actually Googled it so that I could have the answer for you, because I couldn't understand what he was saying. No wonder Ted Cruz, no wonder John Eastman are such crappy lawyers. They clerked for this man. They clerked for him. But he is the mountaintop of conservative justices, you understand. He is lionized by the conservative legal community. He is the one that Mike Pence phoned when it was time to phone a friend. That's who he called. He called Judge Luttig. Anyway, so on January 4th, John Eastman, who was saying that there was an authority that the vice president could, rely on to do more than to reject votes he didn't like, electors he didn't agree with. Okay, on January 4th, Eastman acknowledged that that would be a loser in court, that would lose 9-0. First, Eastman said maybe 7-2, because what we've now found out subsequently is Eastman was talking to Clarence Thomas's lovely bride, Ginny, who was informing Eastman that there was contretemps at the court, that there was a big battle going on in the court. So at first Eastman said to the counsel for Mike Pence, Mr. Jacobs, well, maybe it would lose 7-2 in the Supreme Court. There might be 2 votes. I don't know who the second would be. Would it be Kavanaugh? Would it be Amy? I don't know. But anyway, at the end of that conversation on the 4th of January, Eastman agreed it's a loser. It would lose 9-0 in the court. He agreed. On January 5th, Eastman goes back into the vice president's counsel's office and says, I'm here to ask that you reject, that the vice president rejects the electoral count. And he says, what the F is wrong with you? Yesterday you admitted that this is a loser. It couldn't have. He said, yeah, but you know what I've thought about all night? You know what I decided? I decided the court would never take it up, because they would think it was too political. And so the court would never even hear it. So let's just pursue it. This is when everybody told him, pretty much to go F himself and get a criminal attorney, because he was bat crap crazy, and that this was a lawless plan. And Eastman kind of admits, yeah, it's lawless, but they'll never take it up. They'll never do it. So that's where we are. Then they took a recess. Now they're back, and they're going through January 6th. They're going through the night of January 5th, where Donald Trump sends a late night text saying that Mike Pence needs to do the right thing, okay? And he makes sure that he tags Mike Pence so it would show up in Mike Pence's Twitter feed, and Pence would definitely see it. And then The morning of January 6th, before the rally, Trump calls Mike Pence. He calls him on the phone, and there are many people in the Oval. Many, many people. Kimberly Guilfoyle is there with a really ugly purse. What is with people? If you had 40 grand to spend on a purse, would it be that one? Ew. Always said that. Stand by it. Anyway, there's phone calls. And all that Ivanka and all that anybody in the Oval can hear is Trump's portion of the phone call, but they now know that he was talking to Pence. And the words that they recall hearing Donald Trump call Mike Pence is a wimp, and you will always go down in history as a giant wimp, and called him the P word. Called him that. I can't make myself say it. So put it in Wordle. But he calls him the P word. And now Mike Pence's, counsel Jacobs is testifying that, as to Pence's demeanor after that phone call. Okay. And he says after that phone call, Pence's demeanor was steely and determined and grim. And then Trump goes to the rally and says, if Mike Pence does the right thing, and then, he tweets out in the end that Pence was a big disappointment. He didn't do the right thing. He didn't have the courage. And January 6th actually, explodes.